B race has just finished, and we saw BRC riders take first and second. I saw them work very effectively against that East Bay rider who's in their break, leaving him in third place. We're talking to Richard Kasparian, who just arrived for the start of the A race. How you feeling, Richard?
Well, I'm just slightly disappointed about the time trial, but it's not going to really bother me. I'm going to do the best I can today. I'm feeling good. I was feeling bad yesterday. I'm feeling better now, maybe because I raced yesterday. I think that has a lot to do with it.
Did you do well in the time trial? Would it have helped you?
Well, someone said around 9:30. It would have put me maybe second or third place, at least.
And they're definitely throwing out the time trial?
Definitely throwing out the time trial. It was a little mix-up. You know, you got to expect those things with the club race, and it shouldn't bother anybody because everybody's at the same disadvantage now.
Okay, well, good luck out there today, and we'll look for you during the race.
Okay.
We're looking at the start of the A race here. There's Gary Gurrell, who soloed off the front to win yesterday's race. Peter Moss behind him. John Bradley next to Peter. There's Tom Lewis, partially hidden. Mauricio Puente giving instructions to the riders. It's Ted Richard there, just to the right of Mauricio. You can't really see him. Steve Bellefue over there, Steve and Jean, who kindly donated the car for the camera truck.
Two tires from yesterday. We crashed the car.
Chris is announcing that Laughing Alley donated many of the preem prizes, probably all the preem prizes. Again, you can see the thousands of spectators lining the street.
30, 25, 25, 20, 15, 25.
Okay, the A race is starting. Looks like Chris Ryan moves right out to the front there. Richard Kasparian moving to the front. Ted Richard right next to him. You see Tom Lewis tucked right in there.
Let him go by, Chuck.
Let them go by. Well, let them come alongside. Oh yeah, this is great. All right, you see Fred and Richard Kasparian right there in front, Gary Gurrell behind them. Okay, Buzz, how you feeling?
Good.
Yeah? What's your strategy today?
Get off the front.
Great shot. Good job, Jerry. Oh, yeah, that's great. Got him leading through the corner. Now let's... Okay, great shot. Fred is waving to the camera. And Fred Kasparian sits up. He's right at the front here again today. Okay, it's a $5 prim. We just crossed the line. Going through the first corner here, this pack is setting up for a preem sprint. Yeah, let's stay in front of him, Jerry. All right, Richard's looking good. Okay, great. Great angle. Okay, we have a little bit of a break working here right off that $5 preem. We got Fred Kasparian right at the front. Okay, it looks like the whole pack is taking a rest here. We're just crawling along about 12 miles an hour. See Brian Hughes. Top roller sprint comes up here. This should be a good one. Peter Moss goes to the front. Okay, this is great. All right, Buzz Taro up there, leading out the sprint. Ted Richards comes off his wheel. Peter Moss is in there. This is great. Richard. That was very important for his chances for an overall victory because Ted Richard took time bonus sprints yesterday. Oh, great shot. All right.
That's nothing. No, that's nothing. You gotta see the rock climbing parties are probably doing.
There's Peter Moss right at the front. Richard Kasparian on his wheel. Buzz Tyler right next to him. We're 12 laps into this race. 33 laps to go. See Barry Freeman right there. How you doing, Barry? All right. Okay, now this rider here at the front has the best looking jersey in the whole race. See Barry up there on the left. Fred Kasparian also at the front. Preem sprint there, Buzz. Okay, there's a good two-person break here. Ross Tyler and Richard Castell, both very good riders. This break could work. The pack is really strung out behind them trying to chase. You can see they have a 100-yard gap or so. Richard and Buzz are riding very strong. Normally we would try to get an interview with them at this point, but we don't want to disrupt their breakaway. Here at the field, there's a very good three-person breakaway. Let's see if they can get some guard here. There's Barry going to the front, pushing things. There's a Fuji rider.
Turn around, Chuck.
Yeah, we'll stay with the field here.
No, but you get the same thing the same way.
I believe this is a preem sprint coming up here, maybe not.
27th lap.
27 laps to go. 27 laps to go, and these people have a good break. You can see somebody back there is bridging up. That makes it a four-person break. These are all good riders. Now, if this break stays, this is going to be a real shock to some of the favorites in this race. We have Tom Lewis, Steve Bellafiel, Ted Richard, and they're not in here. Okay, we're back here with the main field, 25 laps to go. There's Steve Bellafiel up front. Steve's going to have to be getting a little nervous at this point that there's a good breakaway up the road. Steve, are you worried about that breakaway?
No.
I think you should be. They're riding very well.
Right there.
Okay, we're looking at the main field of the air race. There are still 4 people ahead in the breakaway.
There's a break off the front.
There's Peter Moss right there. Tom Lewis. Richard Kessler looking back to the top to see what's going to happen. Okay, I think that we have a preem sprint coming up here. No, maybe not. We can see Peter Moss right there, Barry next to him. Tom Lewis right in there. Buzz Tarlow. Okay, this field is gearing up for a suspender preem. The riders are very excited about this. Okay, there's Richard Caspan going for the prime. He puts on a big charge. We're about 200 meters to go. And he has a big gap. You see Richard looking back.
Going for the suspenders.
And he takes that prime quite easily. Look at the gap he has. Okay, good job on that pre-sprint, Richard. You took that very easily.
Thank you. That's good.
Yeah, you looked real good. That break looked like a real possibility there for a bit. Yeah. Well. You should sit in and take a rest for a while, Richard.
You look.
Whoa.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, you're filming right now.
I'm filming?
Yep.
Why? I'm not
Push
pressing.
the gray button. Push the gray button.
What's the gray button?
Okay, you're filming.
Here's Chris Ryan off the front, doing really well. Getting out of the saddle. He's got a few yards. Looking good, Chris. Looking real good. Chris is looking back, checking out the field. Here's Gary Garreau moving way past, taking a flyer, looking real sharp. Gary's moving way past everybody. Takes the... Looks like they're waiting for the pack to catch him. Gary Garreau still in the lead. They've got about a 30-yard gap in the field. Gary gets short by the field. There's Pete Moss, Ted Richards. Tom Lewis in second place, followed by Pete Moss, Ted Richards. Ted Richards and Tom Lewis doing battle at the front. Ted Richards goes to the rear to rest. There's Pete Moss on the inside. Peter's in the lead, doing real well, looking real strong. Buzz Tarlow and Tom Lewis. Tom Lewis right on Pete Moss's wheel. Richards just covering Tom, staying right to his rear. Lewis looking real aggressive today. He really wants this win today. He has opened up a very quick gap here. Looking strong, he's got one rider with him. Ted Richards is coming up to protect himself. As we go around this world-class course in Newton, you can see the spectators lining the road, cheering for their favorite. Gary in the front looking back, opening up a quick gap again. He's going for that premium, that $5 premium. Gary's not a member of the Boston Road Club. He has no chance at the Club Championship, so he is going for the money today. And he takes it. There's Bill and Gary. That looks like they're putting together a break here. Having a little conference. Getting back, checking. Back there. Neither rider are BRC members, but they're going for the win. Gary looks like he's going for as much prize money as he can get today. Ahead here you can see the thousands of fans that are required to run this event. There's Mauricio Puente, Dave Ruggiero. There's Dave Ruggiero again. Time bonus fans. The pace picks up dramatically. Time bonus is very important in this race. This is a stage race where overall lap time, there's Richard Kasparian riding up the front, aggressively moving down. Tom Lewis right behind him. Richard Kasparian looking fantastic. Go, Richard, go! Here we are in the back stretch leading up to the final straightaway for this time bonus preem. Buzz Turtle in front with Richard Kasparian, Ted Richard. This is very important for Ted. Ted's got the lead right now in this race. Looks like Ted's going to follow Richard Kasparian's wheel right to the finish and go by him at the finish. We're on the home stretch now. Richard Kasparian still leading this one. Here comes Pete Moss on the outside. Pete looking real aggressive. He is taking the lead. No one's on his wheel. Pete's powering to the finish. Peter Moss looks real good today. There's Tom Moss on the outside of Peter Moss. Tom Moss moving on. And folks, you can't tell who won that. You'll have to decide for yourself. Just after that time bonus premium, we got Tom Lewis, Ted Richards, Steve Bellaflay, and Pete Moss. All BRC riders, all resting up for the next time bonus preem. Peter Moss still in the lead. Looking back, checking out the field. As you can see, the field is really spread out. They've just been through a time bonus preem and they're now getting ready. Here comes Gary Guerrero to the front. Gary looking strong today. He won the road race yesterday. Richard Kasparian just to his right. Buzz Turtle right behind him. Gary's dropping back to get in the field to rest up. There goes Richard Kasparian. Pete Moss right behind him. He's in the front now. There's Fred Kasparian in second. Fred moves through. Fred, brother of Rich Kasparian, has done really well this year. The last few weeks he hasn't done so hot, but he's putting on a good show today. For a while he was blocking for his brother. His brother was able to establish a good margin, but now we're back to fields all together. this thing apart. Right now. Opened up a 40-yard lead as we come across the 300-meter mark. Shifting down a little bigger gear as he comes down this slightly sloping down track towards the start finish line. We don't know what type of cream it is, but the kid looks like he's moving. The pack looks like he just slowly catch up to him. You can hear him cranking along. He's looking real smooth as we head up the backstretch. The field is still way back. He's got it really well in hand. Looking back, just checking his position. You can see the field well bunched right behind him. He's setting up along the outside for this sweeping corner, leading to the uphill towards the finish. As we lead into the uphill towards the 300-meter mark in the finish, it's opened up a pretty good lead. They're now giving into the field. They're motoring towards the finish. Here we are in the pace car donated by Steve Jeans, and we can get a good look at these guys as they come in towards the finish. We've just passed the 300-meter mark. Gary Garrell is in second place. We probably will see Gary come flying up his wheel. Here he comes. Gary's sprinting towards the finish line. Buzz Charles on the inside, but Gary looks like he's got it. Gary Garrell takes the pre.
You're recording.
Connell inside the pace vehicle, doing a really good job today. Chuck's going to take over as the official spokesman for this race.
We've got about 10 laps to go in this A championship race. There's Chris Ryan, the president, right up front. Barry right next to him. Tom Lewis in second place there. How you doing, Bear? Tom Lewis comes through. Strong move on the inside. Okay, we got one rider off the front. Oh, I thought he was off the front. We have a small three-up break here. Chris Ryan again at the front. Okay, we got a three-up. You can see a car on the course there. Still have this NEBC rider up front. All right, we're on the back stretch, going for this pump preem for Silka pump. You can see the rider setting up there. Now these 4 riders have a small gap approaching the finish line for the Silka Pump. We're coming up on 300 meters to go. We have Chris Ryan up there. Bill, who's been doing well earlier in the prems. Hey, there goes Chris Ryan going for the line. Go, Chris, go! And it looked, Chris Ryan takes the prime. Let's get a word here with Chris Ryan. Chris, how's the race going? So. Okay, we have 7 laps to go in this race in a pre-med. These are your 4 leaders. They have a substantial gap over the field. We're going to look back. There's the field. These guys are talking to each other, trying to get something organized. Chris Ryan has been talking to these other 3 riders, trying to get them to work together well. Okay, these guys are winding it up for a sprint. A 3-place sprint. One of these riders will be left out of the prize. Coming up on 300 meters to go. Okay, this is it, the sprint for 3 places. They didn't sprint very hard there, but perhaps they're more concerned about getting this breakaway working. Okay, we can see the breakaway there, and we can see the field behind. There's about 5 laps to go in this race. Now this will be quite a story, folks, if these 4 can hold this breakaway. One of the favorites for this race are in this break. Okay, you can see the rim they're holding up there for the prime. That's what these riders are sprinting for. Although these 4 right now should be more concerned with making this breakaway stick.
Fiammi rim donated by Laughing Alley.
That's a Fiammi rim up there, donated by Laughing Alley Bike Shop. My statistician just informs me. Mentioned that's 2 rims they're sprinting for. Look, you can see this. You can see this group here. There are 4.5 laps to go in this race. They still have a good gap. Richard Caspari is back down the field. You can see. Let's see if we can zoom up on him. We're as tight as we can get. Richard's putting on a charge to kind of try to catch this break. He's a little nervous about it.
See if they're red. Richard's in a red sweater.
Great shot. This would be quite an upset if these 4 can hold this breakaway till the end of the race. take the preem. Gary's been riding extremely well lately, and you saw it right there. And that pretty much kills the breakaway attempt. You can see the riders are all over the road now. Okay, 3.5 laps to go in this race, I think. There's Richard Kasparian moving to the front. There have been not any serious breakaway threats. That last break did stay out for a while, but at the most they had maybe a couple hundred yards. Richard Kasparian at the front. He's been riding well all year, especially late in the season. You can see he has that classic Italian riding style. His brother is moving up to protect him. A lot of teamwork between these two.
The turquoise sweater. Turquoise sweater.
Okay, you can see his brother at the front of the field trying to slow it down. Richard is out of the saddle. 3 laps to go, and Richard's riding well. That sprint was about 29 miles an hour, my statistician says. Okay, 2.5 laps to go in this race. There are 2.5 laps to go in this race. You can see people starting to set up for the end of this race, watching each other, trying to get a good position. There's your A field with just over 2 laps to go. It's a rider making a bid for it with coming up on 2 to go. There are 2 laps to go. This rider is making a bid for it. He's going solo. Okay, the pack starts moving. Buzz Tolo up there. Here with the sprint, we shouldn't get too close. Okay, there's Richard Kasparian at the front. We're just going to keep the camera rolling here for the rest of the race. Richard Kasparian leading up the hill, just over 1 lap to go. You can see the whole pack is spread out. One to go, 1 lap to go here. You can see the riders are throwing off their water bottles. 1 to go, 1 lap, 1 lap. You can see a lot of water bottles flying out of that pack. Fred Kasparian right at the front. Fred Kasparian still at the front. Richard Kasparian moving up on our right. A rider takes his wheel. This is it. We're rounding the corner. We're coming into the corner. There's Richard Kasparian at the front. He has a rider on his wheel. Richard's at the front. He's going to lead out this sprint. Richard's going very hard. He's out of the saddle. 400 meters to go. Tom Lewis coming up beside him. Tom takes it to the front. 300 meters to go. There's the 300-meter line. Tom Lewis is at the front. This might be too soon. There we go. All right, we're going to go try to talk with Ted Richard. All right, we have a rider finishing up here. Thanks. We see Steve Belfield explaining what happened in the sprint to some of his friends there. He's covering his race. What happened in the sprint, Steve?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing. Perhaps that was the problem.
That's it. That was it. It started too early. It was a tough day today. It was a tough day.
Yeah, Richard Kasparian really let out that sprint.
Look at this. Good man. Good finish. There was a mass going through the corner.
You finished it about 10. You were going hard there. How come you went out so soon?
That's all I could do is go out there quickly.
You didn't think you had the sprint, so you wanted to lead it out from the 2 laps to go.
I don't know. I think I just finished in the pack.
So it looked good. We got it on film. That Italian-style riding, that aggressive, getting that muscle up in the air. You look good.
It's the only one I get.
Up in the left one.
That's all I could do. I had to give it a shot.
The left one?
Yeah, no, this is double barrel this time.
Was it the pasta last night that gave you the ability to work so hard today?
It didn't hurt. I'll tell you that much. I did get a couple creams, which was
Fred
nice.
Kasparian.
Let's get Fred in the picture here.
And here's Fred Kasparian, who protected his brother's breakaway during the early portions of this race, and later on, was trying to lead him out for the sprint to the finish. He looked real good this day.
Beat Rob. I should have the junior championship if the club went by the USCF rules.
That's my formal protest.
Okay. All right, we see Brian Hughes here talking about how claiming championship for the junior category.
I should have.
Now, Fred, we saw you back there doing some blocking for your brother.
A little bit.
It looked good. Looked like you were doing your part.
I wasn't blocking per se. I wasn't putting the full strong pull, but I wanted to bridge up to Richard. I wasn't going to stop him. This is a championship race, and thing for a championship, you shouldn't be blocking.
I see, so you didn't feel that'd be proper in this race.
I got
No.
Okay, thanks, Fred.
You're welcome.
We're on.
Hey, I'd like to thank Chuck Connell for the great video. Let's give Chuck a big hand.
Thank you, guys.
Minicam report here.
Minicam.
We just got $1.50 out of that. Nice, safe race today.
Anybody else get cream? No, but I'll take it. Shit, I'll take it.
Look at us.
Here's Richard Kasparian. Here's his call for today.
For today.
What do you got there, Richard?
7 bucks, some design and toe strands from Gucci's, plus just one of these chains, what do you call it?
CD Sport Delta, the standard frame of racers throughout the world.
So, Chuck, tell me, how was it filming today? Was it bad cold out there?
It was okay.
It got a little nauseous at times, his statistician says, but it was exciting. Watching Richard Kasparian come on with 2 laps to go, try and break off the front. Richard, it was a good effort. Sorry it went down miserably towards the end.
There was a girl changing in the woods, and it distracted me the whole time. I didn't know what was going on. That's terrible. Okay. Hey, Chuck, when can I see these pictures here?
Later today.
Okay, what is today? Let's make this on film here. This is Sunday. What date today?
Sunday, with my new watch I brought back from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Sunday, 10/14, 3:37, 14.
Okay.
Thank you.